Hey guys, it's me, Michael Gibbons, and I'm back again, and I'm going to watch another reaction video from Dwayne and Jay's channel called 14 More Horror Stories Animated Compilations. Now, this compilation is made by Mr. Nightmare. Now, he makes really well done, scary animated videos. Like the last one that I reacted to of their reaction had a jump scare that really scared me. So there's probably gonna be some more, so this time I'm gonna be ready.
I want a purposeful killer. Okay?
No,
don't just try to. No, look. This is what I'm saying. This is like.
I don't want to kill her at all. How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom, my name's Dwayne.
My name's Jess.
We're Dwayne and Jess. Today we have for you 14 more horror stories animated compilations.
This is actually part 5. Last time I said part 5, and it was actually part 4.
So this is part 5.
And we skipped one.
But I'm sorry.
Time.
I apologize. I did not.
I don't have a computer. You do.
I didn't know.
So it wasn't.
I didn't know. They had the little black screens between it. I just was like, okay. But anyway,
yeah. So we're going back to that one that we skipped, and then we're gonna continue with the ones after the ones we saw.
Yeah. So let's dive on in. True camping stories.
Oh, camping.
I'm never gonna go camping.
I already did. So it's not a fun experience.
Camping last summer alongside the Willamette River. We actually had a decent hike into the deep end of the woods. We did some night fishing, listening to music, and basically drank to the point where everything was funny later in the night.
This looks like the
Our
stereotypical
guest we
campsite.
finally called it a
By
night
the
somewhere
lake.
past 2 a.m.
It's good view.
I shared a tent with one of my buds, while the other two shared another tent.
Uh-oh.
We heard them laughing about something. At first we laughed at the sound of their laughing, but
What?
it seemed about annoying and we yelled for them to shut up. One of them responded, "It isn't us." I sat up, startled at the response. I came to realize that it was the sound of only one person laughing, and it didn't sound like either one of my friends.
It's not like a clown. It's not like a clown, yeah.
Just Joker in the
I
woods.
realized how
Yeah,
odd it was for somebody to be out this far in the woods so late at night. The laughing gradually got closer and louder to our campout. My friend shot up and looked at me with a worried look on his face.
You guys have
My other
weapons?
friends screamed over to us that they were getting freaked out. As the laughing got even closer, I could make it out very clearly to be the laugh of a male, probably in his 30s or 40s. He sounded like he was as drunk as us, messing around with friends, but we only heard his laugh, nobody else.
You gotta get off the tent?
No, they scared you.
Too, as if it was missing something to it. You had to be there to understand what I mean. The laughing was now just at the edge of our campsite.
Time to fight.
See, that's 2 things I don't like combined.
Now that may
Clowns
not
and
seem like a
camping.
big deal. It was impossible to move through that without making noise. And finally, all of a sudden, the laughing stopped completely. We had no idea where whoever that was standing, as he hadn't made a single stepping sound. We sat there in silence looking at each other.
I'm
My
squinting my
friend was clearly
eyes so I don't
freaking out,
have to
but
see
he
the
was
jump
keeping it
scare.
together the best he could. Finally, something broke the silence. The sound of something rubbing against the cottony fabric of the tent. We saw the outline of a hand through the moonlight, pressing on the tent. We both screamed at the top of our lungs before getting out of the tent. We ran as fast as we could through the woods,
And
our
left the
other
other
friends
two.
following us. After about 5 minutes of running, we somehow found our car. I actually puked from running so much before taking the wheel. I don't condone drinking and driving, but I still believe we were just in this situation.
Look, hey. Well, get your friends to drive.
Experience of my life. No idea who or what the hell that was, or what they wanted.
That's crazy. This is why you don't go camping. Cause just
At least not at night.
Don't play with me like that. Like, don't just put your hand there and
crazy
just make me
maniac
run to see how fast I can
alone
go.
in the middle of the woods.
And then just don't. Like, I'd rather,
I
like,
know
I don't
it's
know, this
not
might sound
gonna end
crazy,
well.
but I'd rather you put the hand there and then you actually chase me. Because now at this point, just like you being a jerk and putting your hand on there and seeing how fast I can run.
I know.
Or when am I going to stop running
Hey,
or whatever, just for some laughs. Like, no, that ain't
I'm
funny.
running.
I'd rather you do it for a purpose. Like, actually try to get me instead of just sitting there. Oh, what are they gonna do?
Jazz, you're adventurous.
Like,
I would. Hell no, you can stay
No,
where you
I'm
need
just
to be.
saying, like, why? Because if, like, say if they caught the person.
Jasmine wants an adventurous killer.
No.
I want you to chase me.
No, I want want a purposeful killer. Okay?
No.
Don't just try to. No, look. This is what I'm saying. This is like.
I don't want to kill her at all. Why would you want to?
No,
purposeful
this is
killer?
like. It's the same thing as.
No, no,
It's
Jasmine.
the same thing.
You're
as
crazy.
if somebody came
You're
into your
crazy.
house with a knife, right? They break down the door. They're just standing in the doorway with a knife, and you're just screaming, "Oh my God!" And then they're like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, thank you.
No.
What you want him to chase you around? No, let's not go on there.
No,
I
I'm just
can't.
saying you're just doing it just to see what reaction I would do. Okay? I'm saying have a
Hide and
purpose.
seek horror stories.
Jesus.
No, Jasmine, you crazy. Hell no.
I'm gonna fight you still, but have a purpose as to why
No,
you're doing
Jasmine. No.
When I was a kid, my parents would sometimes bring me down to my aunt and uncle's place to stay for the weekend. Mainly, I'd spend time playing with my two cousins who were around the same age as me. They lived on a small farm with plenty of open space, and we could run around doing pretty much whatever we wanted. If we thought we could get away with it, the three of us would sometimes cross over to the neighboring farm about half a mile away. It had been abandoned for decades, with a scattering of derelict buildings and other structures still standing on the property, just begging to be explored. This was, of course, a gold mine for three adventurous young boys such as ourselves, especially after my cousins told me stories about the deaths that took place in the house.
Okay, that's where we...
Classic fare. A man goes crazy, axe murders his entire family, hangs himself, returns every night as an angry spirit looking for new victims. Good, grisly stuff.
And that seems
Even at that
interesting
age,
to you.
I knew they were
Hell
probably
no.
making it up, or at least embellishing old rumors. But seeing as how the setting lent itself so well to such tales, I allowed myself to buy into it. One afternoon, we decided to play hide and seek. When it was my turn to hide, I ran off for a flimsy brown barn that had living quarters on top and climbed the stairs looking for a good spot.
You
There
ran
was still
all
furniture
the way to
inside,
somebody
and
else's
personal
house.
belongings lay scattered across the floor.
Uh-uh.
I maneuvered over broken dishes, tattered clothes, and crumbling books, eventually coming to a small room with a closet. Jackpot. There were even long black dresses still hanging on the rod that I could hide behind.
Oh my
I
God.
stepped inside and managed to force shut the folding
They trying to
door.
play like extreme hide and go seek and stuff.
My only illumination was a slit of sunlight that shone through the crack in the door from a nearby window. I crouched down with knees tucked into chest and waited. Some time passed and there was still no sign of my seekers. I waited some more, debating if and when I should give myself up. After nearly an hour, this was starting to get boring.
Yeah.
My head drooped. I woke with a jerk. It was pitch black. Drowsy and confused. I forgot where I was.
Oh God! You ever have one of those times where like you're trying to like stay up late to watch a movie, but then you get sleepy, but then you try to stay awake, and then for some reason, like when I'm lying in bed, right, I'll watch the movie while lying in bed, cause like the computer is facing besides the bed, right? So, but then when I get sleepy, I tend to turn my body the opposite side of where the computer is facing me, and then I immediately fall asleep. And then when I wake up, it's all dark, and I'm wondering, like, what happened? I'm like, God, Jesus, I fell asleep again. It happens every time. Every time.
What I had been doing. As it came back to me, the realization that it was now nighttime and that I had been abandoned here filled me with sinking dread in the pit of my
It's
stomach.
your fault.
I tried to get up, but a sudden cramp in my calf kept me grounded. I squirmed about, waiting for it to pass.
Oh,
I heard
boy.
the door slamming shut downstairs.
What's that? What's that on the ground?
Toy
My
there.
cousins.
Oh.
There was
But
a
that's a
brief
person.
period of silence, then footsteps at the bottom of the stairs. But not just footsteps, a thud too. After every other step. These weren't the footfalls of a child. They were slow, heavy, deliberate. I held my breath, praying they would go away. They did not. The noises continued to ascend.
Probably because it's this person's house that you just went into.
After another moment of silence, the walking resumed, this time along with a steady scraping sound, like something heavy being dragged across the floorboards. The footsteps made their way through the debris and wandered aimlessly through the various rooms. I thought I could smell something faintly putrid.
Oh.
The constant sent cold shivers coursing down my arms and back.
Dragging a dead body.
My worst fears were realized when the steps reached the bedroom doorway. They got closer and closer, and finally stopped directly in front of the closet door. I couldn't see a thing. After an agonizing pause, they continued on, over to the other side of the room and out the doorway again. They faded away down the hallway. I waited for what seemed like an eternity. There were no more sounds now, and I was trying to build up enough courage to open the door and flee. 3 things happened simultaneously just then. I was bombarded with a smell I can only describe as fresh roadkill.
Ugh.
I heard raspy breathing behind me in the dark closet, and I felt hot breath against the nape of my neck. That was enough for me to hurtle myself out from the confines of that nightmare space, relying on memory and sweet moonlight to navigate through the darkened house. All the while, I heard footsteps chasing behind me, closing in with terrifying speed.
Oh no.
It was a clumsy, torturous escape full of trips and bumps.
Oh my gosh. At least he didn't stop.
I never looked back.
Don't
At
look
least
back.
not until I burst out the front door and into the country night. And when I did turn around, I saw absolutely nothing.
What?
There were no more footsteps and nobody was chasing me. That didn't stop me from running though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
keep
way into
going.
my uncle's house. There was a police car in the driveway when I got back.
Because they didn't know where you
My
were.
parents were there too, worried sick.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody demanded to know where
What
I
about
had
those
been.
2 kids?
Apparently, when my cousins still hadn't found me by evening, they'd returned home to tell their parents. Eventually, the police were called in and informed me that they had already scoured every building on the farm. The insinuation that I was lying about my whereabouts didn't go unnoticed. None of it made any sense. It wasn't until years later that one of my cousins filled in a final piece of the story. He and his brothers had spent hours searching for me like they said, but the part they didn't tell anyone was that they thought they spotted me in the window of the bedroom I was hiding in. And when they got closer, they saw that it wasn't me. A young boy neither of them recognized was smiling and waving down at them and gesturing for them to come upstairs.
Oh no.
That's when they ran back home. All this while I slept in the closet.
That's what you
That's
get for
creepy.
going in that house.
That is creepy. Oh my god.
You're supposed to hide and go seek by like a tree or something. You don't go into somebody else's house and
This story
expect
took
me to
place
come
about
find
5
you
years ago
there.
on Christmas Eve
my
night.
That's
God.
extreme
It
Halloween.
was around 1 in
Yeah.
the morning, and I had just finished placing presents under the
I'm sorry,
tree.
this was supposed to... This
I
is
went
supposed to be
upstairs to
2
brush up and
events?
everything, then came back downstairs to the kitchen to get a glass of water before bed. My son Jake, who was 4 at the time, was standing by the stairs leading to the basement. I asked him what he was doing up so late. He pointed
Wait,
down the
Santa?
stairs and said, Santa. I picked him up and carried him back to his room. I took a glass of water and went to bed.
Oh boy.
She didn't go look?
I
She
woke
did
up
not.
around an hour later to my son running down the hall outside my room. I sighed and got out of bed. As I was
Uh-oh.
going down past me into the basement stairs again. He pointed down the stairs again. This time I looked down the stairwell, and my heart dropped as I saw a black figure sitting on the bottom step.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Almost
No.
screamed, but I somehow held it in.
No.
I pulled my son quietly away from the basement door and closer to the front door of the house. I moved my hand away from my son's mouth to reach for the lock of the doorknob. I tried to pull the door open as quietly as possible, but it was pointless. The squeaky hinges let out the usual ear-piercing screeches, and
I
into
hate
my mouth and
that.
eyes as I did.
I hate that when that always happens. You ever have one of those times when, like, you're trying to sneak out? Well, not sneak out, like, just try to go downstairs to the kitchen to get a glass of milk or something, like, and you're trying to be quiet when your parents are sleeping in the other room, and you don't want them to wake up, right? Every single step you make sounds like an explosion just lit off, just like, but then during the day, when you're walking about, you barely hear anything. You barely notice it. I don't know if that's the way your perception is, like how you're perceiving the sound, because like you're trying to be quiet, so then every single noise you make sounds so loud. But then when you're like surrounded by a whole bunch of loud things, when you don't really care, it sounds like everything's so quiet. And it always happens when you're trying to be quiet, especially when you're trying to hide from someone who's trying to kill you. Just like a squeaky noise just makes you want to kill it. Not kill the guy, because the guy will probably kill me. I mean, like, when you hear a squeaky noise, like, you cringe, like, oh, I hate that. I hate the wall. I hate the door. I hate the squeaky noise. You know, let's carry on.
Suddenly, there were heavy stomps coming from up the basement.
Oh no!
Run! Opened the storm door and practically threw Jake outside.
You basically.
I shut both doors behind us and we ran to the neighbor's house. I rang the doorbell as fast as possible, probably 30 times before they answered. After that, we went inside and stayed there and waited for the police. Whoever that person was gone, though, as determined after the police conducted a thorough investigation of the house.
Oh my
I
god.
ended up lying to Jake, telling him that actually was Santa Claus. But a few years later,
Man.
he remembered the incident and became a little more wise to what actually happened.
And knew that wasn't a person.
That was a Santa.
Yeah.
That was a Santa.
Okay. That last one was the scariest.
Imagine that. Oh my god.
First of all, with kids, like when they say, like, "Oh, there goes Santa," like, I would want to go check it out because I'm supposed to be Santa. Okay, so
Yeah.
if there's nobody else in the house and my child is saying Santa, who is downstairs that you are seeing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who is the living
Yeah.
person that you are seeing right now? And I would call the cops or like hit them with something. I don't know. The story with the hide and seek, that's a little boy's fault, okay? Whatever happens to him, if he did die or didn't or whatever, it was his fault. Because we playing hide and seek as kids. You don't go and run to another house that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And then you expect me to come find you in this place. And then you didn't even just hide like regular in the house, oh, I'm in the house here. No, you went upstairs in the closet where through all this crap and I'm supposed to find you. Yes, you will fall asleep there.
How you gonna seek extreme edition?
Like you're not playing with me no more.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah, man.
And then the first one, he just trying to scare them for kicks
I know.
and everything. Like try to kill me. Don't try to.
Anyway, guys,
I'm just
please
saying,
comment below.
try to
Tell us what you
put
think.
it on
I don't believe no, Jess. I'm not messing with you on
try to
that.
scare me.
No.
To just scare me. Like,
no,
try
no,
to.
I'm not.
Like if you gonna do it, have a purpose.
So
Go full out.
I can see what she's trying to say. Like, I mean, like, the fear of death seems to be more traumatizing than death itself. But, like, in the end, like, at least I'll probably still be alive. I mean, I might be traumatized, but at least I'll be alive. I mean, I don't want to die. Nobody wants to die, you know? Like, I can see what she's trying to say. But I still don't agree.
Anyway, guys,
I'm still gonna get you. I'm still gonna try to
please comment below.
and
Tell us what you think.
Don't forget to like,
Subscribe.
share.
It's just some more. Alright, guys. Deuces. I'm not talking with you. No.
No.
No. You go.
Yeah, so, yeah, subscribe to their channel. They make a lot of good videos. I'm just now starting to look up, like, watch a lot of popular YouTubers. Because I don't really watch a lot of popular YouTubers. I usually watch, I usually just search around YouTube, just find just random videos, YouTubers, not even sure if, like, they're famous or not, just, like, going to, like, I'll see a few of them, like, while I'm searching through, but now I'm gonna look at every individual one, so I can see what separates them from the other videos. But yeah, so, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace.